It'll stay above freezing overnight tonight, low temperature of 36 degrees. According to the WVTT Severe Weather Action Team, mostly cloudy skies. And then tomorrow, look for some showers, but a warming trend, Alexa.
That's right. And then it looks like we're going to have some sun for the next couple days after that.
Absolutely. We'll have complete weather details straight ahead here on WVTT.
Now, WVTT.
Global News Update.
In an interview with Russian state television, Syrian President Bashar al-Assad says an invasion of Syria would, quote, result in a domino effect on the whole world. CNN's Muhammad Jamjoon reports.
In an interview with Russia Today television, embattled Syrian President Bashar al-Assad remained as entrenched and defiant as ever, refusing to leave Syria even as countries offer him safe passage in exchange for halting the brutal civil war there. In the portion of the interview that aired on Thursday, al-Assad also made an ominous threat against foreign intervention in Syria, saying it would lead to a domino impact that would affect the entire world.
I think the price of this invasion, if it's happened, is going too big, more than the whole world can afford. Because if you have problem in Syria, and we are the last stronghold of secularism and stability in the region, and coexistence, let's say, it will have a domino effect that will affect the world from the Atlantic to the Pacific. And you know the implication of the rest, on the rest of the world. I don't think the West is going in that regard. But if they do so, nobody can tell what's next.
Meanwhile, in Syria, violence continued unabated on Thursday. Opposition activists reported intense fighting in and around the country's capital, saying that over 20 people were killed alone in Damascus and its suburbs. And in another sign of just how dire the situation has gotten in Syria, on Thursday, the International Committee for the Red Cross said they are no longer able to cope with the increasingly deteriorating humanitarian situation in Syria. Mohammed Jamjoom, CNN, Beirut.
Hurricane Sandy and a powerful winter storm delivered a 1-2 punch to northeastern states. Thousands are still without electricity and gasoline is in short supply. Ed Payne has the story.
Gasoline rationing begins today for motorists in New York City and Long Island who have spent hours and hours waiting in line to gas up. New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg says the move is designed to ease the fuel crunch since shortages could last a few more weeks.
The best way, we think, to cut down the lines and help customers buy gas faster, to help gas stations stay open longer, and to reduce the potential for disorder, is to alternate the days that drivers can purchase gas.
The winter storm piled on the misery for residents who were still reeling from Sandy. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie says it could have been much worse.
Believe it or not, the snow was helpful because it wasn't rain, and so it helped on the flooding side. And secondly, the winds were not as severe as they had predicted.
Red Cross volunteer Susan Mitchell traveled from southeast Louisiana to the northeast to help storm victims. It's her way of giving back.
We talked to them and they realized we're from New Orleans. First of all, they're very thankful, that we're there. Oh, thank you for coming so far to help us. And then we turn around and say thank you for coming to help us when we needed you. And we just tell them, just hang in there. It's going to get better. It's just a matter of time.
And it will take time for utility crews to restore electricity to the more than 650,000 customers who are in the dark. I'm Ed Payne reporting.
The Occupy movement started as a protest, but now it's being used to help those affected by Superstorm Sandy. Sarah Hoy takes us to a shelter in Brooklyn that's filling up with donations.
It's not even Sunday, and the Church of St. Luke and St. Matthew in Brooklyn is full. But this is no ordinary service. Inside, volunteers are sorting through donations for Occupy Sandy. The grassroots relief effort was jump-started by Occupy Wall Street organizers to help those affected by Hurricane Sandy. Occupy Wall Street gained national attention for their massive rallies for economic equality. In the days after Sandy ravaged the East Coast, occupiers quickly mobilized using social media to help with hurricane relief.
How are you getting the word out?
Well, Occupy speaks social media natively. Twitter is our native language. So as the tragedy was unfolding, we communicated with each other as things were going on, and each person kind of stepped up in the way they could help.
Occupy Sandy is using the church as their main distribution center and phone bank. They post needed supplies online and dispatch volunteers to nearby neighborhoods, including Rockaway and Red Hook, where many residents are still without heat and power.
folks were devastated. They were not only devastated because they didn't have supplies, but they were devastated because they felt like people abandoned them.
Rockaway resident Marno Monaldo says more help is needed.
People going crazy out there trying to get everything. My house got robbed. I didn't get flooded. I got robbed. And we're just trying to survive out there.
Brooklyn native Marilyn Anderson went to the Occupy Sandy Distribution Center to lend a hand.
You have to really put yourself out there and figure if you were in that position, you would want people to come and help you as well. So I brought my daughters with me, and we're here to help as much as we can.
Sarah Hoy, CNN, Brooklyn.
Still to come on the 6 o'clock report, WVTT Sports, and a look at our community calendar straight ahead here on News Channel 25, WVTT.